It's time to head to the dramatic landscape of North Wales for Bear's brand new BBC series Wild Reckoning. It sees people who've fallen out with each other work together to tackle a series of challenges. And before we ask him where the harmony was restored, here's a little taster.
My latest challenge is something I've never done before. Dealing with people's lives, their relationships and their greatest conflicts.
Is that supporting or is that degrading?
With my hand-picked team of experts, we've set physical and emotional challenges. Can their time in the wild...
You're nearly there.
I'm gonna die.
...heal old wounds?
I don't want to talk about it.
Resolve differences?
I do trust
you.
And forge new futures.
We're immensely proud of the person you are.
This is so brilliant and compelling, and of course, as we saw, you use survival skills to bring people hopefully closer together. But why do you think the great outdoors is a brilliant tool for getting people to talk and open up?
I don't know, I think the wild never judges, you know, and you sit around a campfire with someone, or you have to cross a river or climb a mountain together. You've got to trust each other. You've got to be honest. You've got to communicate well. You've got to kind of take a step, take a few risks together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think the wild builds bonds between you that are hard to do just in everyday life. It accelerates everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I look at this show, I think so much of our life, the quality of our life is really, for all of us, reflected in the quality of our relationships. And so many of our closest relationships are actually the most challenging ones. So we took people who have been facing some really tricky moments in their lives. 2 days in the wild. They had to do all of that. They had to cross rivers, climb mountains, trust each other, look each other in the whites of each other's eyes, and hopefully come out of it kind of closer. I mean, it didn't always work. And, you know, that is always a risk with these things. But the stories were beautiful.
I was going to say, in episode 1, we meet a father and son team. We meet Mario and Xavier. What issues were they facing?
Well, this was a classic one where the dad had a really hard upbringing, ended up with homelessness and addiction, saw his son suddenly becoming a teenager, drifting a little bit that way. And I think he just was overprotective. And as you know, as parents, sometimes you've got to let people fly. You've got to trust each other.
It's hard.
So, but it's all based on this thing of old phrase called solvitur ambulando, which basically means solved by walking together. And I think if you've got real issues in relationships, if you think how people handle divorce, you sit opposite each other at a table, lawyer up, you're in conflict straight away, you're looking at each other. And this is about, once you start walking together, subconsciously you're already in rhythm, you're wanting to find a solution. And it was amazing seeing it. You know, these people had tried everything, but actually you know, the wild strips it down to the kind of bare essentials, and you see people for what they are, the good and the bad. But yeah, I think out of all the shows I've done, I'm really proud of it because it builds relationships, restores relationships.
Yeah, you're so right about the walking. It's like us, we don't look eye to eye,
no.
So we get on really well.
Yeah, exactly. You know? That's precisely it.
But it's filmed on the coastline that borders Eryri, which was obviously known as Snowdonia National Park, which is absolutely beautiful. But I think people, would you agree, would be surprised at how rugged the terrain and how tough the terrain can be there.
Well, it's, you know, I wanted to film it near. We spent a lot of time in Wales. It's been a huge part of my family's life and my life from military days onwards. And as you know, Wales can be wild.
Yeah.
You know, and when that weather turns, it can be as extreme as anywhere. I mean, we do a lot of shows for America, and whenever we film in Wales, we call it the land of the dragons, and they always think it's unbelievable. They go, and then they see it and they go, "Where is this place?" And I go, "It's in the UK." But no, and we had some really tough weather, and as you know, when it's all fine to get along when the sun's shining. You know, when you're cold, wet, tired, hungry, scared, then life gets interesting.
Yeah, it's more challenging, doesn't it?
It can sound great on paper. I mean, Tessa, I'm going to ask you because, I mean, your Grantchester co-star, Robson Green, he kind of went full Bear Grylls with you on a weekend.
Well, he tried, it didn't work.
He tried for his show Weekend Escapes. What happened?
Yes, he suggested rock face climbing, and I said no. Yeah. And then he said, what about diving in the water? And I said no. So we ended up doing goat yoga.
Tough one, that.
That was really hard, actually.
What is goat yoga?
Well, you are in a field with a load of goats and you do yoga.
Yeah.
And the
okay.
goats actually weren't remotely interested. So when we were doing our downward dog or whatever it is, upside down, the
Downward
people
goat.
was downward goat, very good. The people that owned the goats threw pellets on Robson and myself. Didn't hit Robson, but they did hit me when I was upside down. And suddenly I felt this bang, and this goat had put both his hooves on my back really hard. So I did feel it was a little bit extreme. Really hard on my back, and then stayed there while we did the rest of the yoga. Eating off my back, eating the pellets on, yeah.
They can be naughty, see.
So I think that was, they can be, and that
Yeah.
was, I thought that was quite challenging, actually.
Good. Well, that was your own wild reckoning, but Bear Grylls' wild reckoning starts next Monday at 2 o'clock on BBC One, and you can watch all the episodes on iPlayer from Sunday.